Shady Oaks retirement. Oh, brother.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the most bonkers theories involving Disney properties. We'll be getting into spoilers for various movies, so consider this your warning.
What's your name?
You don't know my name?
No, I know your name.
Number 20. The passengers are cannibals and they don't even know it. WALL-E. When it comes down to it, WALL-E is arguably one of Pixar's most important films. It's a story about two robots falling in love and trying to get Earth back on track along the way.
Name? Wally. 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 Eve.
But what if this warm and fuzzy movie wasn't as wholesome as we thought? One theory suggests that the passengers aboard the Axiom are fed an extremely unconventional diet. So what are they eating? Potentially human corpses.
Time for lunch. In a cup.
We never actually see what's in the slop the humans are slurping down. Plus, we never learn how the ship deals with passengers who have passed on. Is it all that crazy to think that the dearly departed have been converted into a food supply? We'll let you decide.
This is called farming. You kids are gonna grow all kinds of plants. Vegetable plants, pizza plants.
Number 19. The prince is actually Death. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. The man of Snow White's dreams may not be all he's cracked up to be. One theory suggests that the prince is actually a representation of death, and that Snow White actually dies when she eats the poisonous apple.
Now, make a wish. And take a bite.
This would mean the prince's kiss wakes her up so that he can transfer her over to the afterlife. And when she's saying goodbye to the Seven Dwarfs, she leaves into the sunset on a white horse that the prince guides.
Bye. Bye, Grumpy. Goodbye.
This could be interpreted as a biblical allusion to death. It's a bleak take on this film, but the pieces certainly fall into place nicely. Who knows? Maybe Snow White and the Grim Reaper will make a very happy couple.
Hello.
Oh.
Did I frighten you? Wait, please.
Number 18. A whole movie was made to distract from a Walt Disney conspiracy theory. Frozen. What if this whole movie was actually a strategic ploy to remove attention from Walt Disney? Some genuinely believe that Frozen was a scheme made to hide the conspiracy theory that Walt Disney had his head cryogenically stored.
And is Great Uncle Walt frozen underneath the Pirates of the Caribbean ride?
He is not. We don't have him in an ice cube tray in the freezer, and no, not frozen.
It's not implausible that the company would want that rumor about their founder to be forgotten. With a film called Frozen, if people looked up Disney and Frozen on the internet, they'd be directed to the movie instead.
Well, now they know. Let it go. Let it go.
However, creating an entire movie just to mess around with some SEO feels a bit far-fetched. We'll give some credit though. This theory does something few crazy theories do, and that is join forces with another to form one giant ludicrous theory. It's like some serious theoryception.
The cold never bothered me anyway.
Number 17. A future after humankind has been wiped out. Zootopia. Ever wonder why this world is only run by animals? Don't get us wrong, the idea of a society populated by fully functioning sentient animals is really cool. However, that's bound to make you wonder if humans have ever existed in this universe.
That is accurate. Yes, that is accurate, yes.
Why? Why is this happening?
One theory suggests that they did, but that things went bad. Zootopia might actually take place in the far future where all of humanity has gone extinct. Following this extinction, animals developed consciousness and eventually formed the world we see in the movie.
Hi.
OM goodness. They really did hire a bunny.
What? It's possible that humans were never meant to exist in this movie's world. But if you want to imagine they did, this theory offers a unique way of doing so.
Savage, this isn't the Stone Age, Hops. Animals don't go savage.
I thought so too. Till I saw this.
Number 16. Moana dies in the storm. Moana. A troubling storm at the start of this movie might have spelled out doom for our protagonist.
Help me! Please!
A popular popular theory floats the possibility that Moana died during that one huge thunderstorm. Despite dying, her spirit still embarks on the journey to find Te Fiti's heart.
We have to find Maui. We have to restore the heart.
When she successfully does this, Te Fiti rewards Moana by resurrecting her. The possibility of her kicking the bucket early on is definitely a bit grim for a kids' movie. Well, in the sequel film, she does meet her end, though it happens in the final climax.
Moana, you can't.
Luckily, though, she's saved by her ancestors. Maybe Disney finally leaned into a conspiracy theory. But regardless, Moana is one badass wayfinder.
The wind in my sail on the sea sees behind me. One day I'll know how far I'll go.
Number 15. Alice is having a bad trip. Alice in Wonderland. Wonderland is a very trippy place. And ever since this story came out, fans have gone down the rabbit hole to unearth the deeper meanings about what was going on with Alice.
What a peculiar place to have a party. You know, Dinah, we really shouldn't be doing this.
Many widely believe that Alice's descent into Wonderland is actually a story about taking illicit drugs. More specifically, that Alice was on one bad LSD trip the entire time. Think about it. She eats mushrooms and chugs down suspicious-looking potions. That's gonna raise some red flags.
I'm tired of being only 3 inches high. Yeah.
She also sees highly questionable oddities and travels across an impossible land. Suddenly, Alice in Wonderland became an icon for the counterculture. It's even the basis behind the song White Rabbit by Jefferson Airplane. Needless to say, this theory has picked up a lot of steam. Number 14. High School Musical is part of the Purge universe, the High School Musical franchise. Why would High School Musical be in the same world as the Purge? Well, that's because High School Musical clearly exists in a world without rules.
What time is it? Summertime. It's our vacation. What time is it? Party time. That's right, say it loud.
Isn't it legitimately perplexing how the characters can just disrupt their school with reckless abandon? Or how about the shady happenings down at Lava Springs? There are basically tons of crimes being committed with no consequences. That sounds an awful lot like the premise for The Purge, where all crime is legal for a specific period of time.
Commencing at the siren, any and all crime, including murder, will be legal for 12 continuous hours.
Does an ultra-violent world of anarchy exist outside of the doors of East High? It's possible. Look, there are definitely some leaps in logic you'll have to take in order to make this work, but it is undeniably an entertaining theory regardless.
Oh, okay, so the theater fairy magically sent in Troy's application? Performers can't fool me, Ryan. They're deceitful, ambitious, and ruthless.
Number 13. A post-apocalyptic future. Aladdin. This might not be the fairy tale we all think it is. There's a line in the movie where Genie points out Aladdin's outdated fashion style, and another moment where he says he was stuck in the magic lamp for over 10,000 years.
Aye! 10,000 years will give you such a crick in the neck!
This means Aladdin could take place in the very far future, one where the world has been turned into a giant desert from nuclear war. The flying carpet isn't magic. It's the last remnant of hoverboard technology.
You don't want to go for a ride, do you?
Iago isn't an enchanted talking bird. He's the result of genetic experimentation. The biggest breadcrumb actually comes from the Sega tie-in game where players can find what clearly resembles a bomb. This suddenly makes the movie a lot less magical and a lot more terrifying.
Never again see the light of day!
Number 12. Ariel and Hercules are related. The Little Mermaid and Hercules. It isn't crazy to think that Ariel has a familial connection to Hercules.
Out of the sea, wish I could be part of that world.
She's King Triton's daughter, and if you know your Greek myths, you know that Triton is the son of Poseidon. Poseidon's brother happens to be Zeus, who is Hercules' father. That makes Ariel and Hercules second cousins.
Oh, he's strong, like his dad.
What makes this theory so interesting is that it's pretty much canon even if they don't say it. Nobody's put them through a 23andMe test, but we really don't need to. Young Triton even shows up in the Hercules tie-in prequel show.
Hi, Hercules.
Remember me? Your cousin, Triton. Remember? Triton, cousin Triton. Ring a bell?
While he looks different, it's not hard to imagine that he develops a glow-up by the time he appears in The Little Mermaid. Either way, this is one stacked family tree. Number 11, Nemo is dead. Finding Nemo. At the start of this movie, Nemo's father traumatically witnesses his wife and children get murdered by a gigantic barracuda.
Coral, get inside the house, Coral. No, Coral, don't. They'll be fine. Just get inside, you, right now.
His whole family is wiped out except for young Nemo. But what if Nemo died too? Maybe in his immense anguish, Marlin's mind tricked him. Maybe it made him think Nemo was still alive when he actually wasn't.
I promise I will never let anything happen to you, Nemo.
That means that the entire plot of the movie is basically just happening in his head as he tries to grapple with his trauma. This drastically changes the entire concept of what Finding Nemo is. It's no longer an adventure to rescue his son, but a journey through the stages of grief.
There. No, he's gone.
It's all right.
He's gone.
It'll be okay.
No, they took him away.
This movie is pretty dark already, but this theory makes it even more gut-wrenching. Number 10, Mother Gothel is the evil queen. Tangled and Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs contains one of the most iconic Disney villains in the Evil Queen. And if this theory holds any water, she might just show up in Tangled as well.
Magic mirror on the wall. Who now is the fairest one of all?
The theory posits that both stories take place in southern Germany, and that the events of Tangled occurred over 200 years after Snow White. Gothel also supposedly faked her death at the end of Snow White and lived for centuries thanks to the Golden Flower, eventually leading to the story of Tangled.
All good things to those who wait.
Furthermore, both characters are vain and obsessed with physical beauty. Both wear a similar style dress, Gothel's dagger resembles the Evil Queen's dagger decor, and their old age appearances are strikingly similar. Coincidence? Number 9, Bing Bong is a monster. Inside Out and Monsters, Inc. Inside Out really knows how to get the tears flowing, like having imaginary friend Bing Bong fade from Riley's memory in the memory dump. It breaks our hearts just talking about it.
Take her to the moon for me, okay?
The famous Pixar universe theory posits that every Pixar film takes place within the same universe, and that applies here. According to this surprisingly tantalizing theory, Bing Bong was a monster from Monsters Incorporated who used to make Riley laugh.
I went to all of your concerts.
Yeah, I blow a mean nose.
What?
And for those who don't remember, the ending of Monsters, Inc. saw the titular creature switching from scares to laughter in order to produce more energy. Following this logic, it is possible that Riley based her imaginary friend off of the monster who used to visit her every night.
So long, sucker!
Number 8, Captain Hook took Ariel's mother's life. Peter Pan and the Little Mermaid franchise. It's quite common for Disney protagonists to be minus a parent or two. Ariel, for instance, is without her mother, as Queen Athena died after meeting a violent band of pirates. This was the event that fueled King Triton's hatred of the human race. A rather tragic theory posits that the pirates responsible for Athena's death were none other than Captain Hook and his mischievous crew.
I wonder.
It is, however, possible that Hook captured Athena and took her to Neverland, as a mermaid bearing a strong physical resemblance to Athena and Ariel can be seen lounging on a rock. If this is true, it gives us even more reason to hate the one-handed coward. Number 7, the CIA, Lilo and Stitch. Continuing the Disney tradition of orphaned protagonists are Lilo and Nani from Lilo and Stitch. Ving Rhames voices Cobra Bubbles, an ex-CIA agent turned social worker in Hawaii who also has connections to Roswell.
Bubbles.
Mr. Bubbles. That's a string.
Yes, I know.
However, the theory postulates that Cobra is not actually a social worker, but that he has continued life in the CIA. In fact, he supposedly once worked with Lilo and Nani's parents, also CIA agents, and he's there to look after their kids following their deaths.
You don't look like a social worker.
I'm a special classification.
It's likely that he made some sort of promise to the girls' parents before they died, and he used the facade of a social worker to get close to them.
I know you're trying, Nani, but you need to think about what's best for Lilo.
Number 6. Andy's mom is Emily. Toy Story 2. One of the most popular theories in the entire Disney canon regards a new character introduced in Toy Story 2, and maybe an old character as well. In the movie's saddest sequence, Jessie talks about her old owner, Emily. While the two remained close throughout Emily's childhood, Emily eventually outgrew Jessie and gave her up.
Every hour spent together lives within my heart.
Though it would be a major happenstance, it is possible that Emily is actually Andy's mom.
Andy, let's go! Molly's already in her car seat.
She'd be the right age, and we never learn her first name. Not only that, but Andy can be seen sporting a Jessie-style hat in the first movie. Could this be a hand-me-down accessory that was once owned by his mother? An accessory she received alongside her cowgirl Jessie doll?
Come on, Molly. Oh, you're getting heavy.
Number 5. Humanity's Extinction. Cars. This movie is arguably a lesser Pixar effort, but it contains what is also arguably the darkest theory in the canon. Viewers probably noticed a lack of humans in Cars. Was it simply a creative decision to focus on anthropomorphic vehicles, or is there something more sinister hiding under the surface? According to a theory posited by Art Department Coordinator Jay Ward, the Cars simply killed all the humans.
You're in a heap of trouble.
In his mind, the Cars took on the personalities of their last drivers and proceeded to wipe out humanity in a mass extinction event. We know Disney and Pixar movies contain some dark material, but this is something else.
May Doc have mercy on your soul.
Number 4. Anna and Elsa's parents. Frozen and Tarzan. It seems like Tarzan might be connected to many classic Disney films. For example, some people theorize that Jane Porter could be a distant descendant of Belle from Beauty and the Beast.
But she won't discover that it's him till chapter 3.
Furthermore, it was previously theorized that Tarzan and Anna and Elsa from Frozen were secretly related. As everyone knows, Anna and Elsa's parents died in a shipwreck. But perhaps they survived, washed up on shore, established a small settlement in the jungle, and gave birth to a baby boy. They were then killed by a leopard, and the baby was raised by gorillas. Is Tarzan the long-lost brother of Anna and Elsa? Okay, almost certainly not, as Frozen 2 further disproved it. But it's still fun to consider.
Keep going for Elsa. The waves are too high.
Number 3. WALL-E is Satan. WALL-E. There's nothing like taking a harmless kids movie and turning it into a metaphor about the devil. This theory states that WALL-E follows a similar structure as the Book of Genesis. The spaceships housing the remnants of humanity represent paradise, without problems like war or hunger. WALL-E's seedling is the forbidden fruit, and by metaphorically consuming it, the captain loses his blissful ignorance, abandons paradise, and returns to the ravaged Earth. The best part of it all? WALL-E offers the seedling to Eve, prompting the eventual destruction of paradise. In this case, WALL-E is the serpent in the Garden of Eden who gives the forbidden fruit to Eve, ergo, Satan.
WALL-E!
Number 2. Boo is the Witch. Monsters, Inc. and Brave. The aforementioned Pixar shared universe strikes again with a particularly loopy theory. It states that Boo was permanently scarred by her experiences in Monsters, Inc. and developed a fascination with the door's mechanics.
Nothing's coming out of your closet to scare you anymore, right?
Hoping to master the art of dimension hopping, Boo traveled to the Will-o'-the-Wisp, believing it to be the source of all magic. By utilizing its power, she created magic doors that can hop between times and dimensions. She keeps a carving of Sully in her hut, and she inadvertently created Mordu while attempting to replicate her old monster friend.
Mordu!
In fact, Boo is the instigator of the entire shared universe theory, as the numerous Pixar Easter eggs are actually objects left behind by a dimension-hopping Boo. Overall, it's a very sad theory.
Another witch! Too many unsatisfied customers.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. This movie is based on a true story, Chicken Little. Believe it or not, there is plenty of empirical evidence that suggests that Chicken Little is an accurate depiction of the forgotten fallen sky incident.
The sky is falling! The sky is falling! The sky is falling! Are you crazy?
We're just kidding. But did you believe us for a second there? Now on to the real thing. Number 1. Carl actually died. Up. As if Up couldn't get any sadder, this theory posits that Carl Fredricksen was actually dead for most of the movie. According to its proponents, the elderly Carl passed away from a combination of grief and shock after learning that he needed to vacate his home.
Tell your boss he can have our house. Really? When I'm dead.
Russell is the guardian angel sent to transition a reluctant Carl to the afterlife, and it took the form of a young boy to honor Carl and Ellie's lost child.
This one is missing. It's my assisting the elderly badge. If I get it, I will become a senior wilderness explorer.
Carl's house represents his tether to the real world, and Paradise Falls is his own personal heaven. Russell subsequently gets his wings, or in this case his merit badges, and Carl accepts death when his house lands in Paradise Falls. And you thought the last one was sad. Is there a wild Disney theory that we missed? Bring all of your tinfoil hats and bulletin boards into the comments.
Oh, you see that old woman over there? You might want to remember her. She's kind of important.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.